Now, last time I saw him, I was working for the Red Sox. He was just drafted, really? and he hadn't grown into his head yet. He hadn't lifted any. Your microphone's like up in your eye.
Yeah.
That's all right. Here,
we're doing it on the fly.
We're doing it on the fly.
Congrats.
Okay, it's the minor leagues.
Yeah.
There we go. And now you have filled in
a little bit
to your head.
It's not like.
I mean, it's not mine,
though.
but I noticed. I noticed.
Yeah. What
7'5".
What are you at?
I knew it.
You're 7'5".
7'5".
Okay.
We're twins.
Yeah.
And I knew
I'm
that.
7'5" with the hair. With no hair, I'm probably 7.5.
You saying I'm bald?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You serious? Yes. I just got it really tight here. You don't know what's underneath here. There's surprises.
It's like marker.
I have to before you nerd out on your Marcelo Mayer time. Okay, he's giddy. He's giddy because he's got Marcelo Mayer time. I have to say, I worked for the Red Sox for like 3 seconds. And I gave a speech at their camp, whatever, they got drafted. I spoke about how, like, you have to, give it your best. And, I spoke from somebody that just ended playing. And you see what he's doing now, like, with the eye contact. And, like, you really impressed me with how confident you were and yet engaged with the people around you in the sense of, your teammates, in the sense of, listening to your coaches, which I was so impressed with being the 4th overall pick.
Yeah.
You don't always see that. Normally it's like guys are disengaged and they're like, And to me, I told B.A., Abe's at that time.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if he's good at playing baseball or not, but he is going to be a good leader of the Red Sox minor leaguers coming up. And that's what I kind of talked about was like, hitch your trailer to dudes that want to win for the Red Sox or want to be big leaguers, because everybody else sucks. And I commend you, and I've watched you since then. A lot. And so that's what impressed me about Marcelo.
That's the best intro ever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's hard to follow.
Where do we go from there?
Right? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. It's like batting average, extra and stuff like that.
Here's where I'm going to go with it. How much more fun is this year for you? I mean, because last year you gutted through it. But you were kind of having to wear it a little bit because you weren't 100%, and you were still trying to do it.
Yeah.
How much more fun is it when you can show what you can do because you're physically closer. You're not. No one's ever 100%, but you're closer to 100%.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome. Obviously, last year I battled with some injuries. I was young. I probably should have said something to the trainers, but I think it's a lesson learned. I think in every situation you could learn from it, and during that time, I really got to, learn about myself, learn about my body. So going into this year, I worked hard in the off season, and then, knock on wood, I've been healthy ever since. But yeah, it's been great being able to be on the field. That's the biggest thing for me, just being on the field every single day and playing. I love the game so much that I just want to be out there. So that's kind of what happened last year with me playing with injury. But yeah, it's awesome. The team we have, the coaching staff we have in Double A it's amazing.
You guys are loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I mean, that's got to be where you look at it. You're on teams like, hey, not everyone, never is, but a lot of us, we're going to be hopefully playing together, really short left field, really tall one, kind of green, in a couple of years, or maybe a year. But when you've got a team like that, you kind of want to have these teams where it's like y'all are all together. And it's like, okay, you're in this journey together. I just got to imagine it's got to even add to it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I say it all the time. It feels like we're like a travel ball team that's just playing for 8 months because we have so much fun together on and off the field. We push each other extremely hard, and just the way we play the game so hard. We see that kind of the way the Red Sox have been playing lately, running the bases extremely hard. It's extremely exciting to watch, and we've kind of adopted that in Double A, and we say dominate out of the box, and that's kind of what we've been doing, and ever since then it's just been really fun baseball.
Do you get pissed off at people who don't fall in line? Or do you don't get pissed off?
I think most of us fall in line pretty well. I think we're all pretty bought in. We all want to be big leaguers, so it's pretty easy.
I have a Red Sox question.
No, go ahead.
Do you see what they're doing?
Oh, you just said, yeah.
But I'm saying it was not only not expected what we're seeing this year from the Red Sox, but the pitching program has completely changed. I know that's not your department, but do you guys feel that at all?
Obviously I'm not with the big league squad, but I think it all.
But on the development side too,
yeah.
Craig Breslow comes in and he's like, "Hey, we're going to do things differently."
I think it all comes down to belief. I think the players in the big league club believe from the start, and I think it's shown up, in the way they've been playing the game extremely hard. They do the little things right, and I think it's translated into wins.
Does the mood, you're in Double-A, but does the mood of a Double-A team depend a little bit also on how the big league clubs, because again, you are all Red Sox, even if you're not wearing Boston on the front right now. Does it is everything a little, everyone a little bit, is it more, I would imagine it's more how Portland's doing. But does it, when you see them doing that, does it make it everything, a little bit cooler?
Of course. I mean, like I said, we see the big league team, we see the way that they've been playing the game, how hard they ran out of the box, and we're like, okay, when we get to the big leagues, we better be doing that too. Let's start doing it now. And we've been doing it, and it's been a great time. Even when you get out and you run hard of the box, you feel good. So we've kind of been implementing that, and it's been great ever since.
I use this example. We were talking. Who were we talking? We talked to Chandler Simpson. I was talking about guys that are playing with now. I always go back to my 2014 Royals team, 2015, and the Pirates teams of 2009 and 2010. Those dudes came up together and were kept together to win. How much do you guys talk about winning in the minor leagues? Because my opinion is you win in the minor leagues together, you win in the big leagues together. I don't think it's by chance. I know that helps.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it definitely helps. And we do talk about it a lot. Obviously, it gets a little bit tricky with the development and stuff. But for us, when we're on the field, our one goal is to compete and to win. We're not really worried about development things for us, especially me personally. I feel like the way I was taught and raised how to play the game, if you play to win the game, you're going to do the right things and you're going to help the team win.
I'm going to put this a little bit on T for it because I think I know the answer. But, okay, if you're a casual fan, even a casual fan knows, who Marcelo Mayer is, knows who Kyle Teal is, knows who Roman Anthony is. But you guys aren't just, there's more than that.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that it's wait, why aren't you talking about so-and-so on that team?
Yeah, I think you know who I'm going to say.
I think I know what you're going to say. But I didn't want to take that one away because he's still emerging on the national scene.
Yeah. Before him, obviously, I think from the first player to the last player on our roster, we're extremely talented, and there's a lot of players.
Anyone.
Yeah, there's a lot of players who help our team win, but obviously Christian Campbell has been tearing it up.
He's a star.
It's ridiculous. I mean, this was the first time I see him play, and he's been hitting 400 for literally 2 months now, and we're like, is this ever going to stop?
Seriously, 400?
He's 410, and he hits the ball 110 every time he gets up to bat. It's one of the most impressive things I've seen. He's a ridiculously good defender as well, super athletic. So we have a little joke in the clubhouse. We call him Barry Bonds. Just
what position does he play?
Everywhere.
Does he play shortstop?
Yeah, he plays shortstop too.
Whoa.
Hey.
Because I had this discussion with BA. I had this discussion with not BA, not Baseball America, Abe's, Brian Abraham. I said, good organizations platoon everybody. Great organizations have a guy like Marcelo Mayer at shortstop. Do you agree with that?
I'm not sure. I think obviously being versatile helps. Being able to play more than one position.
Who?
The team.
Okay.
So, for example, a guy like Campbell, he can play a lot of positions, right? So if you need him to play at third, he's going to play solid third. If you need him in center field, he's going to play solid center. So it's a good skill set to have. Not everyone has it, and for a player like him to have it, I think it's only going to help him.
What about a player like Marcelo Mayer?
I mean, obviously I want to be a shortstop,
but I think you should be. And I say that because so many teams talk about, this team is good. Okay, tell me how many championships they have. Okay, well, this team's really good. When was the last time they won a World Series? To me, if you don't have a catcher, a shortstop, and a center fielder, I'm not even counting you in the chance to win a World Series. And to me, as a player, that's what you should focus on. So if Marcelo Mayer becomes some second, some short, this is neat. He played third on a Thursday. To me, I feel like that's hurting you, which if something hurts you, it hurts the org's chance of winning a World Series.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense too. Obviously, catcher, shortstop, center field, premium positions.
Yep.
So for me as a shortstop, my role is to dominate shortstop, right? Like my biggest thing is I want to make sure that I'm playing clean shortstop for the team, trying to help the team win. Obviously, you don't want to get in their play premium position and be booting balls. So yeah, I think what you are saying makes sense, but I think there's two sides of it, you know. But
I get it.
Me personally, I've played short my whole career. I've played like 2 innings at third base.
Because you're a big league shortstop.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, so for me, I'm just focused on getting as best as possible as I can at shortstop so I could help the team win when I get there.
You're also coming from the world of what was your best winning baseball? You're playing with Alcides Escobar, Lorenzo
Sick team,
Cain.
by the way. Sick team.
Like
Salvi was catching.
Like you talk about if you show me a World Series team that they were mid at any of those positions, I would love to hear it. Bring it on. Like, give me your all mid team.
Well, you know, last year the Rangers only had Corey Seager.
Wilmer Flores played shortstop
On a World Series winning team.
I'm not on a World Series team. You said World Series team.
He was starting shortstop on the Mets.
You don't want to go to the World Series.
I know. I agree.
I have 2 National League. I have 2 championship league championship rings. They suck. Nothing compared.
You don't bring
to
them
the
out.
World
They're not
Series
here.
ring.
You didn't bring them with you, did you?
I didn't bring them here.
No.
I don't bring any of my rings anywhere. They sit in the.
Yeah, but these are the kind of events sometimes where, like, you know, someone will show up. They've got the World Series ring. On a show. It's the only time. Like you know, when Big Papi's on a show, he'll bring out the ring. Yeah.
He'll bring out.
By the way, that Royals team was probably one of my favorite teams I've ever seen play baseball.
And it should be. It should have been. I mean, we just had our 10-year anniversary. You were probably 9 when we were winning.
That's prime baseball watching time.
That's prime baseball watching. Like I was 13 in 1993 when the Phillies went to the World Series. So that was like my team. So for you to say that, like it is cool. And that team was legit. Like legit.
You grew up as a kid, like loving the game, loving big leaguers, and like just to see the way that like you guys played the game was like extremely fun to watch.
I always say them. I just had the best seat in the house. I sat on the front row. I was like watching. Like I'll be like JJ at BP tomorrow. Just that's what I did. But I was on BP. The team. I'm like
future game BP is the best.
But you were like don't talk about the game on the field, but the explanation of what you said about him when you're having a speech to a team, when you're going through something to a team and you're pointing out, hey, that's the guy I want talking to everyone else. Yeah, that's why you talk for 3 hours on a show all day. Anyway.
Right.
I did want to ask you one other thing about last year. What did you learn from that? Because, again, I'm just going to go on a limb, knowing I don't know your career back to when you were 8. But I'm guessing there haven't been a whole lot of years like, again, you were having to kind of gut through it.
Yeah, that's the first year I failed.
What did you learn from it?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, like, on the field-wise, I learned how to deal with failure. That's really the first time in my life where I failed on a baseball field to that level. Like, I had gone tournaments where I didn't play well, but for me to fail for, like, what it felt like for the whole season, within and, you know, work on stuff, and I'll just get out of it. And then off the field, I learned how to take care of my body. You know, I learned what I need to do before the game to get ready. I'm out these guys. Because before that, too, I never really got hurt. Before the games, I'd barely stretch. I'd go out there. You know, I was 19. And that's not really – you can't sustain that throughout a 162-game season. So, yeah, I think it really helped me a lot. I went down to Florida. I was there back and forth all off season and just really got to learn about myself.
That's one thing. You're part of the new wave of minor leagues, like the off season, okay. Not just an expectation, but there's also an availability that, like, hey,
that's so awesome.
That was not the case.
I was on a progressive, like, forward-thinking organization with the Blue Jays, and they offered a little bit of that. To me, if you're an organization and you don't offer a place for your players to get better in the offseason, you have that whole facility. If you don't offer that, you're losing out because it helps with injuries. It helps with development. It just keeps you like, hey, Marcelo, you can come on to this. Oh, okay. Well, how was that? And it's like you make those relationships.
I think a big thing with that too, it's awesome for players that like live in like the Northeast or like somewhere where it's super cold, where it's snowing all off season, and they get to go to Florida and it's 90 degrees and you have all the access to whatever you want, all the trainers, you know, all the equipment, traject cage, all that stuff. So yeah, I think really does make players better being down there.
I got to ask about that. You just mentioned it.
Yeah.
I love the tech too.
Yeah.
What is that like? So you're facing does it feel like you're facing a big league pitcher if they put a big league pitcher up there with the tragic?
To me, it's harder. Like, it's harder to hit off that thing than a major league pitcher, which is only going to make the game easier. Because at the end of the day, it's still a machine, and it's still like whatever it is, pixels of whatever a guy throwing at you. And also that machine takes into consideration like the player's best pitch. So like, let's say
they don't make mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, let's say Houck, right? Nasty slider. If I put Houck and I want to face Houck on that machine, it's going to be his best slider every time.
Every single time.
You're only getting better doing that. And they do have a trajectory down in Florida. They have one in AAA. They don't have one in AA. So hopefully when I get to AAA, I'm going to take advantage of it as much as I can.
That's awesome.
It's a really cool thing. And they have a lot of cool tech. They put in that new bio cage.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous all the things they have nowadays. It's like, but even I'm like hitting the cage. I'm like, how do they like even do this?
Did y'all have it? I'm guessing that you literally probably played on teams where it's like we got one outdoor cage.
Oh man, I'm trying to think if we had anybody that didn't have an indoor cage. Oh wait, the White Sox in the big leagues have an outdoor cage at Comiskey.
No way.
Yeah, true story. But maybe the home team has something.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, so that's the thing that kind of jumps out. It's like to me, your off season is as much about what your season's going to be as your season. It's not. There is no off season now, right? It's basically you're a professional baseball player. That's the job.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the type of person you are. I think for me personally, I definitely need the break after the season. Like I need to let my body regroup. I got to, enjoy life for a little bit before I start, swinging again. I think you only have so many swings in you as a human being. So there's no way in hell I'm going to be swinging the bat 162 days out of the year.
I don't know how Ichiro did it. Ichiro seriously would take off one day and go back and hit. But again, like it's okay that you're not Ichiro. Like it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys who are just baseball rats. Like, for example, Kyle Teal, funny story. We were in Hartford yesterday, and most of us are thinking like, oh, All-Star break, we're going home. Like, we're going to enjoy the 4 days off, be with our family, be with our friends, chillax, not think about baseball. And Teal comes up to me. He's like, dude, do you think that like they let me go to the facility down in Florida and hit the trajectory for 3 days? And I'm like, bro, that's the last thing I was thinking about right now. And like he's thinking about going down to Florida during the All-Star break and hitting off the trajectory. Like, yeah, some people just like don't stop and their body can handle it, and others need the break.
And that's good for them. Like even the time off, like you said, like, oh, you're just a professional baseball player. When you truly commit to being a big leaguer, or your hope is to be a big leaguer, everything, all the decisions you make revolve around that. And you don't realize that until you quit. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Like,
what do I do now?
Yeah. And that's why some people have a tough time transitioning. But even you being like, bro, I need a dump. Like I need a brain dump. And the more money you get, you'll start going to cooler places to brain dump.
Yeah.
And doing cooler things. But like that's part of training.
Yeah.
If you don't step back, you're going to burn out. Not saying that Kyle Teal's going to burn out.
Yeah.
Saying that's good for him, which may not be good for
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, you played with Bregman, right?
Yeah, I mean for a sack.
Right, but that
same thing.
He was 2 in the morning. He had to have
2 in the morning.
Pedroia
people
was
have
that
to
guy.
Kick him out, kind of thing. Yeah,
Pedroia was that guy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more of like a when I'm at the top, I'm 1%, and then when I'm not there, I do not want to think about baseball because then I feel like I'm just going to get tired, and then when I'm at the baseball field, I'm going to be thinking of other things.
Don't ever live near the field.
Yeah.
That's how I was. Like I wanted to be like Kyle Teal is. I couldn't do it. I'm like, oh. And don't ever aspire to have my career. But I'm saying like for everybody, it's different.
Yeah.
Like you sit there and you go, and one year I lived close to the field and I could see the field. I'm like, we're moving. I can't do this.
Yeah, I remember
I see the field.
Our high A setup was we were literally like 2 seconds away from our field. Like I'd leave the clubhouse 2 seconds. Like people could even see me walk into my like apartment.
Well, that's no good either.
Yeah, like you're too close to field. Like you can't separate the two.
Can you sign?
Yeah.
I'm brushing my teeth. Why are you leaning in my window?
Hey.
Can you sign?
Yeah, we actually had someone break in. Blaze Jordan was my roommate at the time. We had someone break into our apartment, stole like my baseball glove.
How's Blaze doing?
He's good.
Good.
He's doing well. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
That swing is
Stealing a glove.
Sick.
Like, come on. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I know. We
That's
had like
ridiculous.
PlayStation 5s there too.
They just
Like,
took the
that's
glove.
He took the glove.
Oh
so
my
that's what I'm saying.
gosh.
Like when somebody breaks in and steals from a big leaguer or from a prospect, what are you expecting? Like, you think Marcelo Mayer just has like signed things sitting around? Like,
Oh,
great.
great. Sign this just in case someone.
If we break in, he signed his foul territory mug.
Yeah.
Let's take it.
Yeah.
It's one of one.
Yeah, we had like the most basic minor league fridge, like maybe like a fruit and like a water and like a PS5 setup. That's pretty much
Who
it.
walks in like, oh, damn.
There's like
Looking
not
for
much
jewelry
to
still.
yeah, other than the
They're
PS5.
like, too bad.
Yeah.
Before we had to
Last one.
I know you said you're into the food and you're like getting your body right. You're playing in Portland. I would be remiss if I wouldn't ask, how many sea biscuits have you eaten? Because they sell sea biscuits, which are essentially renamed Chipwiches, ice cream, chocolate chip cookies. And we used to, in the bullpen, we used to take the BP balls, because you hit the other team's BP balls, and we'd take them and stash them in the bullpen, and then kids would come by, can I have a ball? And we'd be like, can we get a sea biscuit? And we'd throw them a ball up, and they'd drop us a sea biscuit.
Way.
Wow.
So
That's genius.
have you partaken in the sea biscuits? Because I know they're in the home clubhouse in Portland.
Too many.
Too many?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to cheer yourself sometimes. And those things are really good.
Homer sea biscuit. That would be my
That's
my
a
advice.
good one.
Every homer you get a sea biscuit.
It's usually like when I have off, I'll eat a sea biscuit.
Okay.
So that way I'm just like in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
so
fair.
my dad.
That's
So
fair.
Yeah, you're under day.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Portland as a city, though, it's the food there is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're super spoiled as a minor league team to be in Portland.
Sleeper. I mean, besides
Never
the
been.
fact that it sucks in April.
Yeah.
But
Cold.
it's cold. It blows in. Snow just like dumps your anyway, but we got to let you go.
Yeah, a lot of lobster rolls.
For
A lot
sure.
of
Oh,
rolls.
yeah.
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 Smack them.
That you can do.
Hey,
Yeah.
whoopie pies.
Hey,
Yeah,
awesome
I'm not a
talking
fan.
to you.
But yeah.